Miami Heat are making moves as they've just went out and got a 23-year-old youngster with a whole lot of potential. I'm here to break down the brand new acquisition right now on this episode of Heat Digest. So let's not waste any time and get right to it, as I'm honestly very excited about this move. And it's not just because this is only the second new acquisition of the offseason, but because I believe this kid could be very, very, very good for this Miami Heat team for years to come. Now, I will say it was just a one-year deal, reported by Chris Haynes on Twitter. Free agent wing Nassir Little has reached an agreement to a one-year deal with the Miami Heat, league sources tell me. Now this, again, only a one-year deal. It probably didn't cost the Miami Heat much, as he did play in Phoenix the year prior. But again, Nassir Little hasn't been a household name by any means. And again, we do have a few stats here. He averaged around 3.5 points per game last season, 1.7 rebounds. And again, besides that, there wasn't a lot going on for Mr. Little. 46% from the field and 30% flat from behind the three-point line. I will say he does not shoot a lot of threes, but all of them came off of an assist, which is great for this Miami Heat team. Obviously, we don't want to see a lot of isolation basketball. He is 6'5", and again, I did say 23. He is 24 years old. I apologize on that. But again, the entire idea is this kid is very, very young with a whole lot of upside. And again, he plays the 3 and the 4. The Miami Heat could use him in so many different ways, and I can't wait to see how Eric Spoelstra, one of the most creative coaches in the entire NBA, uses him effectively. Now, I do have a bunch of stats, and again, we'll run through this first graphic as it shows from his rookie year until now. This kid was drafted at the age of 19. He's going into his 6th year in the NBA. He is only 23. You're going on 24 years of age. This is crazy. He's going to be able to play for so long if he's able to stay healthy, which he's had a relatively healthy year or career up to this point. So again, 3.6 up to 4.6, and then he got up to a 9.8 points per game season, so just under that 10 mark. I will say he also averaged 5.5 rebounds and 1.3 assists. He was playing pretty well, and again, he wasn't playing a whole lot of minutes during any of these seasons. Again, he started in 23 of those games. He was playing roughly 25 minutes a game, which was much higher than he's ever been given in any of the other seasons, but again, making use of the time he's given, playing on a bad Portland Trailblazers team, and now last season playing for the Phoenix Suns, where he got little to very any playing time, playing alongside Bradley Beal, Kevin Durant, and Devin Booker. Obviously, no surprise there, as it's hard to share the basketball when those guys are on the same roster and on the same team at the same time. Now, I will shout out John Jablonka. I apologize if I'm saying that wrong on Twitter. If you don't follow this guy, we've cited him before on this account. Go follow him if you enjoy Miami Heat stats and statistics overall. He is very, very good at what he does, and he's very, very accurate with what he says, and it's always stat-based, and it's always fun to see. And he goes on to say one of the best things from Nassir Little is him in transition. He scored 1.42 points per in transition with 24% of his offense there. That is one of the reasons why he shoots 70% at the rim. This could come in handy for the Heat. So again, what's going on? Nassir Little has an ability to run in transition and finish at the basket. Obviously, he shoots 70% around the rim, which is what we want to see. Obviously, if you're as close as you can get to the basket, finish the free ones, at least the ones that feel free. But again, at 6'4", 6'5", it seems like Little is going to be a very, very useful, bigger type of framed player, in the sense that obviously we have a lot of talent at the 2 and the 3, but as of now he's listed as the 5th string, both the small and power forward. I wouldn't be surprised if we see him come in and play some physical minutes, some enduring minutes that really just to fill in for Bam Adebayo, Jovic, or even Khalil Ware. I feel like he can even guard up and really be very versatile for this Miami team, whether it's guarding a 2, 3, or even a 4. With his size and length and his ability to guard outside the perimeter as well as inside, I think he's going to be a great helping hand for this Miami team, both offensively and defensively. Now, by no means do I think that Nassir Little is going to become a top 2, 3, 4, or even 5 option on the offensive side of the ball for this Miami Heat team by any means. I definitely don't think that. I think he could be a lob threat. I think he's going to be a great screen and roller in the sense that he's going to be used to set off-ball screens, and then his ability to then get lost off of those screens I think will be very, very useful, as well as just being a freak athlete with the ability to run in transition. Not only is he going to be good on the defensive end for this Miami Heat team individually against his individual matchups, but I feel like as a team-oriented defense that is played in Miami, as we all know, with this Heat culture where everyone's playing shell defense, everyone's always on their toes, seeing ball and man at the same time, and always ready and on the go. I feel like Little is going to fit in very, very well with this Miami Heat team, and it could result in a defensive effort and really just defensive production from Little that we haven't seen in years prior, which will really open up his ability to score in transition as well as rebounding and assisting, obviously in the open court. And obviously, if he gets the minutes, he'll be able to defensive rebound, as there's always going to be rebounds going around when we play elite level defense and we cause all those misses throughout the game. So again, now we'll break down this. I thought this was pretty cool, something to highlight for Little, someone coming in to this Miami Heat organization for the first time, his third team in now his 6 years. Obviously, he had all those years in Portland to start his career, but then he landed in Phoenix that past year. And again, it was kind of a wash of a season as things didn't go the way Phoenix planned. They had so much talent at the top. It's hard to share basketball again with that much talent. It's going to be interesting to see how they play this year. But again, we'll move on. His career high in points is 30. I will say he had a crazy game where I believe he had 36 and 5 with 6 rebounds and 5 assists in that game. Again, his career high in rebounds is 14. Career high in assists is 6. Steals is a 4. And then blocks, he had 3 blocks in one game. And his career high game score was 26.9. Again, for a guy who has not been the most dominant and ball-dominant player of all time, especially over the last 5 years with Portland and obviously Phoenix and the situation we just broke down multiple times, it's not a surprise that these are the stats we see. Obviously, the career highs shows that there is a real potential there. The good games that he's had shows that there's real potential there, not only on the offensive, but obviously on the defensive end as well. And that's why I think him going to Miami is going to be such a big move. He's going to play alongside players that have had years and years in this league on multiple organizations, with multiple teams at multiple positions, in the sense of like even Terry Rozier, Jimmy Butler goes without question. Josh Richardson is going to be a great person to learn from. And again, there's also other youngsters on this team, and not mentioning players who don't play his position really, in Kevin Love, who's really obviously one of the better role models on this team, as he's been around for some time and he's played with basically everyone in the league up to this point, and he's obviously loved by everyone. So again, I think this is a great move. The biggest takeaway from this is the fact that this kid is 24 years old. I know the stats aren't jumping out at you. I know it. I know. But again, give the kid a chance. Let him go into Miami. Get absorbed by that culture. Not in the middle of the NBA season, so he's going to have time to really adapt, find his way in Miami. It's not going to feel like he was just dropped out of the sky, landed in Miami, and he has to go right about his life. He's going to be able to get there. He's going to find a way it works. And if he stays on this Miami team throughout this entirety of the season, I could definitely see how he could grow and develop as a young 24-year-old in Miami, playing alongside players like Duncan Robinson, Terry Rozier, Tyler Hero, Jimmy Butler, Bam Adebayo, and a bunch of youngsters are surrounded by him, and also Duncan Robinson and others. So again, huge acquisition in my opinion. I really do enjoy it. Let me know down below what you guys think about this new acquisition for the Miami Heat, the second of the offseason. So again, just glad to see the Miami Heat, Pat Riley, actually doing something this offseason and not just sitting on the one Alec Burks moves of this offseason. So again, that'll be it. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys on the next one.